Continuation from a previous video. I could say it's because I'm trying to be nice to everybody and make it a break or something, but I hit the wrong button. So let's continue. The burning characteristics, the burning questions of black powder used in the early cartridges meant that these cartridges operated at lower pressures, generally under 25,000 psi or 172,000 kilo PA. Let's just stick with PSI, I'm an American. These cartridges were limited by their case capacity, and the only way to get more power was to increase the case length or case diameter. Case length would work with basically anything with a rimmed cartridge, and anything that was rimless, you had to just redesign everything all over again. Hence shotgun shells having different lengths for different power loads, usually, to hold more powder. But after smokeless powder was developed and had greater energy density, it was possible to generate far more power in the same small case. 8 to 40% higher pressure than the standard pressure was the maximum that could be used in these, and was declared high pressure ammunition and could cause problems in older guns or blow them to hell up. But this was kept below the proof test loading of double 30% in most cases, and this created the plus P standard, designed so that if a shooter were to accidentally use a plus P cartridge in a non-plus P rated firearm, aka plus near proof, the chance of one-time explosive failure is minimized, as long as the gun was in good physical condition. See also previous usage of corrosive powders and primers. Firearms companies started modeling at one point or another toy cap and toy tape based guns with the paper tape after the real muzzle loader guns usage of percussion caps and Maynard tapes that were made out of copper or brass. Now we're going to go into my little complaint fit. SAAMI standards versus standards from France. Current standards Z 299 3 and 4 type, section 1s in both of them, for primers and pockets, centerfire pistol rifle primers and pockets, minimum and maximum dimensions and specifications, shows that small pistol and rifle primers are the same size, and large pistol and rifle primers are definitely not the same size. And the smallest primer size you can buy, the physical object you put into the back end of a bullet, is almost always the exact same size as the largest pocket available. They're always a little bit too large to put in on purpose so that they'll jam fit. I wasn't told that. I wasn't told why that was. I feel very, very bad not knowing that. So let's move on to the other parts of this. As in the previous video, this is a two-parter of, I was attempting to find out why a 209 primer is called 209 when none of the dimensions match it. And in the previous half of this video, I found out what it was. It was based on the usage, or misusage maybe, of a large pistol or other type primer, specifically because that was available to the people who designed it and ended up being a good compromise. Now we go down to rifled slug gauge, aka bore, aka max diameter, aka maximum caliber or true caliber in inches and millimeter. For a shotgun, they can have variable diameters throughout the entire diameter of it. A 410 bore is actually 403. A 28 gauge is over 50 caliber, but it's 53.5 or 13 point something millimeters. Very close to that is 606.606 or 60 caliber 20 gauge, and the 65 caliber 16 gauge, and the 73.5 caliber 12 gauge, and the 10 gauge, which is 76.5 caliber. All of this history brings up, again, the 209 cartridge, if you're curious about it. These standards came out of just naming things a type, like 209 type. In fact, there's a type of primer that's called the 102, just because it was the model number, or more accurately, the catalog number from an old Sears catalog. That sort of thing. In the past, in order to measure the pressure level in a gun, it was very difficult to do so. So a rounding off method was done by using copper or lead units, usually hollow cylinders or whatever, or sheets of material, very precisely made, almost as precisely as a gun, that were then placed off to the side, but in the area of a hole that was into the chamber where the bullet or shotgun was fired, and seeing how many of them it would crush or how much deformation would happen to estimate the maximum PSI rating inside of the metal pipe, aka the barrel. But now it's done using piezoelectric sensors, which are much cheaper and allow for home designers to do PSI checking. This is my background video here for me doing this maybe in the future if I really do get everything in my life in order, like being indoors and being able to do this. Yes, you have to do this indoors. Anyway, SAAMI, SAAMI, Sporting Arms and Ammunition Manufacturers Voluntary Standards, emphasis added, is based on PSI, or pounds per square inch, gas pressure required to cause the casing of a shell to expand and then come in contact with the chamber wall of the barrel chamber and transfer through a hole in it energy to a conformal transducer indirectly measuring the PSI rating inside of it. Then there's the CIP, Commission International Permanente pour that's French speak for Permanent International Commission for Testing Portable Firearms, as opposed to ones that you can't move because they're bolted to the ground. Pressures are quoted in megapascals and bars at a maximum of 600 megapascals or 87,000 psi, measured inside a drilled case. That's why the numbers are so low or so high or whatever. Again, before this we measured it indirectly. Now we measure it indirectly much more precisely. Now this is the tail end of a video I already started before. I hit the wrong button, I admit it, but also, honestly, this is the 14th take. I'm tired of doing this. So, this all started with me trying to find out why they call it a 209 primer when none of the dimensions are 209, and then finding out it's based on large pistol primer, this little bugger, that little bugger right there, aka at one time also the large rifle primer, which deviates only slightly, like literally by half a thousandth. Literally half a thousandth. That's literally half a thousandth. This one's 10 half a thousand. That's a full thousandth. 2,000. I mean, this is confusing. But yeah, that's where it came from. They wanted to build a really reinforced primer pocket, and they found it was just better to build a really good primer pocket and just stuff it into anything. Hence the reason you can get completely all plastic shotgun shells and use paper cartridges, because the primer shouldn't have to be the part that you have to worry about blowing out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And again, don't take a 209 primer and put it into a 22 caliber centerfire pistol if you own one. That would be crazy talk. And you don't have that kind of primer. You don't have that kind of bullet. You could never do that, including for improvised arms. Bye.